Ladies, gentlemen and all variations thereupon, my plans have gone somewhat out the window. I had promised that I was going to make all 7 wonders of the ancient world before my move, but the landlord wants to actually show this property, so I've had to clear away a lot of the cardboard. I still have some, but some of it's going to have to be used for boxes to actually move my stuff, so I can't just cut it up. So that's been put on hold. I will finish it, but it's on hold. But as I've still got to put videos out to stick to my totally self-imposed schedule, I've decided to do something a little bit different. I'm going to show some builds that I made before I started the YouTube channel. Some things that you haven't seen me make, especially as one of them is broken, so we're going to actually repair it. So the first object I want to show is what was my kyber crystal necklace, which was just a leather strap that's been tied into a slip knot at the top so that I can adjust the size and make it to a necklace that fits, take it on and off easily, no need for a clasp. Some aluminium wire that's just been twisted around for the decoration, so that matches roughly what we see on screen. And then it was actually just super glued onto the top by this metal ring that the actual leather strap goes through, onto the top of a quartz crystal that was acting as the kyber crystal. And this was modelled after the prop that was used in Rouge One. Now when I first did this, I did actually silver the top of it, so that it looked like it had been dipped in a metal and had it attached via that. But the silver paint has not taken to the quartz, so as you can see where the silver paint was, you've got sort of a sheen to it. But I'm not bothered about that, and what I'm going to do to repair this is I'm just going to use contact cement to reattach that. It came off the other day while I was at work, and just want to repair it because this is one of my favourite props that I can wear on a semi-regular basis. Now as we're going to be using contact cement, I'm going to put gloves on just to protect my hands because we don't want to get it everywhere. When using contact cement, what you really want to do is use it in a well ventilated area and put a mask on. You can't see at the minute, but I have actually got a mask on. And because I only want a small amount of this, rather than bothering getting an applicator out and having something with extra contact cement sitting around, what I'm going to do is just use what's on the lid, just rub onto the top, get it good and sticky. And then what we want to do is leave this to the side for a bit and just wait for it to slightly dry so it becomes touch dry, and then we're going to apply what we want to stick to it, which will be the ring from this part of the necklace. Now the other thing that I built that you wouldn't have seen is something I actually probably will do for a future build because I want to make another one, and this is something that's really helpful for people who suffer with my condition. You see, fans of this channel might know that whenever I sew something I always complain that I can't normally see the thread because my eyesight's so bad. The reason my eyesight is bad is because the cornea is warped, so these glasses don't actually help my eyesight there for other reasons. The light that comes through my eye as soon as it hits the cornea, because it's warped, it scatters. So no lens that I can put in front of it is going to focus the light appropriately in order for me to see. And this is what I came up with to fix my vision. This eye patch I actually came up with the idea for whilst watching Thor Ragnarök, and it's the modelled after the eye patch that Odin wears and Thor wears later on. All it does is sit over the eye. Now the tape on here is quite old, so it's peeling off. I need to make a new one, and I'll probably show how you make one of these because this actually can really help people who suffer with the same condition I do. What you do is you place it over the eye, and there's actually a tiny hole in the centre of the eye patch you might just be able to see. And how this works is, because the light is being focused through a very small hole, it's all coming in the same direction, hitting the same part of my eye and scattering in the same way. So it's hitting the light sensitive cells at the back of my eye in the same place. So it minimises the blur. The hole in this is actually pointed slightly down because I made it with a view to use whilst I'm reading, which means I'm always looking slightly down at the thing, so when I'm sewing the hole is slightly too low, so I have to tip my head back to see through it. So I need to redo this with the hole more centred so I can look at what's directly ahead of me.
Now I'll go through the details of the construction of this eye patch once I actually build it on camera. But just to show you here, it's actually adhered to my face with a little double-sided surgical tape. The shape of it, as you might notice, is not a flat plane. It's actually moulded to the shape of my eye socket. And that was quite a complex feat, trying to mould something from a two-dimensional sheet onto a three-dimensional shape.
A little eye patch that I made basically cured my vision with no cost. So while we've been talking about that, the contact cement has been drying. So I'm going to put the gloves back on and I'm going to make the attempt to attach the two parts of the necklace and remake this. And there we have it. A Rouge One necklace, reforged. Now I'm going to leave that to the side so it can continue to dry because it's still tacky and it's not going to hold very long. But once it's fully dried, then that should be rock solid like cement. I hope to be making back to my regular schedule by next week. We'll see. Things are, as always, very busy at work and with moving as well, and having to get rid of a lot of my materials because I use a lot of recycled materials and the landlord doesn't like to see big piles of rubbish around my house. You know, we'll see how quickly I can get back on schedule. There might be a couple of weeks coming up where I don't upload, but it doesn't mean I've gone away from YouTube. It just means I'm very busy at the moment and I actually have to work for a living. We'll see. Catch you in the next one.